Hello class! Our next homework assignment is called Ekphrasis. This writing comes from ancient Greece, and the word ekphrasis is Greek. It was practiced as an exercise in rhetoric and oratorical studies. We begin with a quote from the painter Edward Hopper, who said, "If you could say it in words, there would be no reason to paint it." I think this is a perfect illustration of why visual art is so difficult to describe. Ekphrasis emphasizes the idea that visual communication and verbal or written communication is very different. It is impossible to perfectly describe something you see or make an exact visual copy of something written, so we have a translation, so to speak. We can attempt to translate a visual image to a written description. These are a couple definitions: a literary description of or commentary on a visual work of art. Teachers of rhetoric taught ekphrasis as a way of bringing the experience of an object to a listener or reader through highly detailed descriptive writing. It is also generally understood as a skilled way of describing art and other aesthetic objects, and the verbal representation of a visual representation. Here is one example of a very short ekphrastic writing by John Ruskin. It is a sunset on the Atlantic after prolonged storm. But the storm is partially lulled, and the torn and streaming rain clouds are moving in scarlet lines to lose themselves in the hollow of the night. That was how John Ruskin described Joseph Mallord William Turner's slave ship from 1840. You may see a lot more detail in this painting, but that is how Ruskin described what he saw. Another very famous example is from Homer's Iliad. The shield of Achilles from Homer's Iliad. The passage below describes Homer's ekphrasis of the shield of Achilles, and Homer devotes around 130 lines to its full description. First of all, Ekphrasis forged a shield that was huge and heavy, elaborating it about, and threw around it a shining triple rim that glittered, and the shield strap was cast of silver. There were 5 folds composing the shield itself, and upon it he elaborated many things in his skill and craftsmanship. The full description of the shield is much longer, but that's one little piece. Your homework is to write an ekphrastic passage about a work of art from your textbook. Pick any image that captures your interest and imagination from the textbook and write a poem, a list of features that you see, a creative narrative, which is basically a short story, a detailed description, or any other way you'd like to write about your chosen work of art. Your ekphrastic writing needs to have a minimum of 200 words, typed out and turned in. If you get stuck and cannot think of how to write about your work of art, I've included a list of suggestions here that will help you. You can pause the video at this spot if you'd like to review some of the suggested ideas for beginning your ekphrastic writing. Okay, have fun!